Hi, this is Kim Watson of Easy Trader. This is an exclusive review of the key news events that are coming out in the coming week. Okay, let's start off with just a quick review. The big stories last week really were really quite mixed data. We had the German and French flash manufacturing services figures come out. The French figures became positive for the first time for a long time, and it went over the 50 mark. The German flash PMI and services were down on expectation, but they're still well above the 50. They're around about the 54 mark, which is good growth still, so it's sustainable at at those levels. So that was the mixed data. There was some other data that came out during the week which didn't really move the market much at all, as expected. I guess the bigger surprise was one of the numbers I missed last week was I believe was the UK retail sales. I'm sure I missed them, but anyway, they came out much better than expected. Aside of that, there's nothing else from a data point of view. Although there was a lot of spin coming in from the members of the ECB, particularly Draghi, referring to there is still potential for further cuts in rates. This ties in with this morning's figures that came out in terms of the inflation figure came out at lower than expected at 0.5 versus 0.6. However, we initially and immediately saw a statement come out that this doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. So it was sort of the statement came out so quick that the market just rallied on that basis, and it's the euro set up since then. The key figures this week really, there's some key PMI figures coming out for the UK, US. They have more effect on the pound dollar, or have been having more effect on the pound dollar, the UK figures, than what we've seen in terms of the euro dollar, the pound dollar on the US figures. They've had less weighting really at the moment. That could change, but we've got the key PMI figures. I'll go through those in a moment. We've also got the ECB statement and jobs, so quite a busy week ahead. Is always the first week of the month is always a little crazy with numbers, and we're starting off looking at, as I say, the CPI figure has already been out for today. Tomorrow, then, really moving into UK manufacturing PMI and US manufacturing PMIs. As I say, the UK figures had much more weighting. It tends to move the pound dollar pretty well, and there's possible trading potential on that. Moving into Wednesday, we've got the UK Construction PMI. These figures, actually, construction and services, both came out pretty flat last month. I am expecting that we may see a bit more movement, or hoping that we'll see a bit more movement this month, so we can get some trades from them. And then on Wednesday, we've got the non-farm payrolls. This is as useful as a chocolate teapot, really, at the moment, or as someone said to me the other day, as a cigarette lighter on a motorbike. The figures have just come nowhere near the actual non-farms that we see on the Friday at all. So that in terms of guidance, they carry little weight at the moment. Looking ahead at Thursday, big day Thursday, we've got the UK services figures. Services is a big number. As I said, it didn't really create much in the way of movement last month rather, but here's hoping we'll see a bit more action in that respect. We've got the interest rate decision at 12:45. There are analysts believing that the rates will be cut by 0.1, and that we may get a negative deposit rate of minus 0.1 as well in the Eurozone. Now, the ECB press conference gave a bit of a funny old move last month. I miscalled it myself, but it does often give a bit of a trade afterwards as well, so some opportunities there. Leading then into the US non-manufacturing PMI figures, services figures, these do tend to get lost in the afternoon, particularly if we've got interest rate decisions coming out and don't have such a high weighting. Looking ahead then, the last day of the week, we've got Friday the 4th, we've got the US non-farm payrolls at 1:30, a big figure of the day. Often we get a bit of volatility first thing in the morning on the currency pairs, but then it dies off until midday. This last month disappointed in terms of the moves compared to what we average. We average around about a 60 pip move on this. It's closer to 40 initially on the pound dollar, euro dollar. It was actually slightly less than that, which it's not so great for trying to trade it. However, the weighting on it may have reduced a little with the comments that came out in the most recent Fed from the Fed meetings and minutes, particularly Yellen's speech, where she said that they're really looking at the detail as opposed to the headline figure. So what that may mean is that the analysis take a lot longer about making their mind up exactly what's going on there. That said, I'm sure some of these robots will be ready to play and analyse the numbers pretty damn quickly. So we hopefully will get back to our usual Friday non-farm payrolls with a nice, decent 60 pip plus move. That's it for me. Hope you have a great week. I'll be back next week. Bye for now.